आदाब, मैं हूँ आपके साथ अमीना माजिद। इस वक्त मैं मौजूद हूँ IIC दिल्ली में, जहाँ पे US इंडिया पॉलिसी इंस्टीट्यूट की तरफ से एक रिसर्च रिपोर्ट लॉन्च हो रही है, जिसका टाइटल है अफर्मेटिव एक्शंस फॉर मुस्लिम्स इन कंटेम्प्रेरी इंडिया। तो चलिए जानते हैं इस रिपोर्ट में क्या है खास और करते हैं यहाँ के लोगों से बात।
Robust data collection right from independence. There are large, very large surveys, perhaps one of the largest surveys you can say, that happen in India, and this data is available publicly for researchers. So this is a great opportunity for researchers, for non-profits, for civil society organizations, for citizens like all of us to monitor, to analyze, and to see where things are progressing, or if they're not progressing, why. So that is an opportunity. USIPI has a mission that also revolves around this evidence-based policy making, right? And it is also remarkable that India has witnessed one of the largest poverty eradication among all democracies in this world. Of course, there is data about China, but China's data, when you contrast, is not open. So researchers like our authors cannot scrutinize independently and come with some suggestions. We have to take the government's statement at word, right? So not only have we witnessed the largest eradication of poverty, we have also seen an amazing expansion of middle class, right? India achieved this by identifying backwardness through data and then formulated targeted policies.
For almost a decade, especially the restructuring of existing programs and schemes led by the Ministry of Minority Affairs. These substantial policy changes have not been given adequate attention in the academic and policy-oriented discussions on socio-economic disadvantages facing Muslims. The new official version of Affirmative Action Framework, especially with regard to Muslim communities in India, cannot be understood without systematically analyzing the emerging form of the state, its policy priorities, and its vision of welfareism. The present study is a modest attempt in this regard. It tries to situate Muslim backwardness in a wider context of welfareism to find out new avenues for meaningful social action. So there are 5 broad objectives of this project. One is to examine the changing nature of the state and its perspective on social welfareism. Secondly, to study the contemporary policy framework and its implications for Muslims in India. Thirdly, to collect and analyze data to examine the educational and economic status of Muslim communities in the post-Sachar scenario. Fourthly, to collect and analyze Muslims' perceptions, expectations, aspirations and anxieties in relation to their socio-economic backwardness and marginalization.
काफी जरूरी कॉन्सेप्ट है इक्वालिटी। इसका मतलब हम सब जानते हैं, मगर इसी से मिलता जुलता एक शब्द है इक्विटी। इक्विटी का मतलब होता है इक्वालिटी को अचीव करना। अब मान लीजिए 2 लोग रेस लगाते हैं, एक इंसान वो जो ओलंपिक में दौड़ चुका है और एक इंसान वो जो कभी किसी दौड़ में गया ही नहीं। अगर ये दोनों एक ही जगह से शुरू करेंगे तो बहुत साफ है कि कौन जीतेगा। अब ये इक्वालिटी तो है, मगर ये मुकाबला कहीं से कहीं तक बराबरी का नहीं। इसका मतलब इसमें इक्विटी मिसिंग। तो इसको बराबर करने का एक तरीका कुछ ऐसा हो सकता है कि नौसिखिया इंसान थोड़ा आगे से शुरू करे। दिखने में शायद बराबर ना लगे, मगर सही मायने में यही बराबरी का मुकाबला है और ये करके हम इक्विटी अचीव कर पाएंगे। अब इक्वालिटी और इक्विटी के बीच में ये डिसीजन लेना कि क्या करके मुकाबला बराबरी का हो सकता है, इसी को अफर्मेटिव एक्शन कहते हैं। यानी कि जो लोग या समुदाय इकोनॉमिकली या सोशली कमजोर हैं, उनकी मदद करी जाए ताकि वो सोसाइटी में बराबर का ओहदा प्राप्त कर सकें और जी सकें। ये वीडियोस एक ऐसी रिपोर्ट को एक्सप्लेन करेंगी जो आज के टाइम में इंडिया की मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी के लिए अफर्मेटिव एक्शन को एनालाइज करती है और उस एनालिसिस के आधार पर सुधार लाने के तरीके सजेस्ट करती है। अब शुरुआत अगर इस रिपोर्ट को कहानी समझकर करें तो ये शुरू होती है 2006 में, जब मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स बनी। उसी दौरान एक रिपोर्ट आई, सच्चर कमीशन रिपोर्ट। इस रिपोर्ट ने ऑफिशियल डेटा के आधार पर मुस्लिम्स के एजुकेशनल और इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस को समझा और प्रेजेंट किया। साथ ही साथ रंगनाथ मिश्रा कमेटी ने एग्जामिन किया कि कैसे माइनॉरिटीज को कैटेगराइज किया जा सकता है और कैसे उनकी सिचुएशंस को सुधारा जाए। इन दोनों ने काफी स्ट्रांगली ये बात रखी कि मुस्लिम्स को मार्जिनलाइज्ड कम्युनिटी मानना चाहिए और सिचुएशन को इम्प्रूव करना चाहिए।
Tell us something about this report.
This report is an outcome of around 2 years of research, and this is the first such report after the Sachar Committee Report was published. The study focuses on affirmative action for Muslims in India, particularly for the marginalized groups, and our research outcomes are based on surveys that we conducted over a course of a year.
So this is the first report.
This is the first such report since Sachar Committee had released a similar report. That report was certainly issued by the Ministry of Minority Affairs. Our report is independent, and we have published cooperation with CDPP and CSDS. So our authors are Dr. Hilal Ahmed, Dr. and Dr. Sanjeer.
This is Ahmed. I'm the General Secretary Board of Trustees with US India Policy Institute.
Tell us something about US India Policy Institute.
Sure. So US India Policy Institute is a non-profit organization. We are based in Washington DC, and we are a community-supported policy team. And our focus is to bring the common areas of democracy and development between the two, the largest and the oldest democracies, and find the synergies so we can help each other.
So tell us something about this report.
So the current report, and here's a copy of it, Rethinking Affirmative Action for Muslims in Contemporary India. This is a continuation of the work that was started with Sachar Committee Report. For the first time, Sachar Committee Report came out and said that poverty is getting concentrated in certain socio-religious communities. And hence, to eradicate poverty, it is important to have focused and targeted interventions to those communities. Almost, 2 decades, close to 2 decades have passed since that. We wanted to know what is going on right now, to analyze the data. Of course, this is not exactly as large as such, but we have used the same methodology of socio-religious communities and looked at government's own data and SSO data, and then came up with the findings, for the current where the current status is basically.
So what are the future plans of this institute?
Yeah. So USIPI will continue to bring up these kind of facts out from our research. We are a community supported. We do not get support from any of the governments or political parties and so on. So we are citizen funded. What we want to do is we want to keep the evidence-based policy paradigm framework alive in India, and also make sure there is diversity in development and there is equality of opportunity. So to that, this report itself is a small contribution from the USIPI and the authors, and we hope to continue this kind of work.
आज हम आपको लेके आए थे इंडिया इंटरनेशनल सेंटर में, जहां यूएस इंडिया पॉलिसी इंस्टीट्यूट की तरफ से एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पर रिपोर्ट लॉन्च की गई। ऐसी वीडियोस के लिए आप देखते रहिए आवाज़ द वॉइस।